IVM.
Hi, I'm Utsav, a behavior researcher by training and a slow traveler by passion. Postcards from Nowhere is a travel podcast where I condense a decade of travel experiences and explore not just the where, but also the why and how to travel. My stories emerged from slow traveling the less explored parts of the world: Bosnia and Herzegovina, Armenia, Uzbekistan, and even China. At the end of each story, I give practical tips and new ideas about how to travel better. This week, we travel to Venice and Finland and uncover the absolutely unique stamps they issue, which carry a message for all humanity. Venice, 1989. A vast yellow scum of rotting algae spread up the Adriatic Sea. In the words of a biologist, it was like a cappuccino of cosmic proportions. The slime slick, several hundred miles long, sent holidaymakers fleeing and tourist revenues plummeting. In 2006, according to an article published in the Bulletin of Venice's Natural History Museum, algae from the waters of China, Japan, and Korea have become the dominant species in the lagoon, replacing the dark green kelp that has traditionally blighted romantic views from canal bridges. This algae features in the Global Invasive Species Database of 100 least wanted guests, the only kind of tourists Venice does not want. But as they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. In episode 56 of the podcast, Indonesia to Italy, Art Unravels Climate Change, we saw how Dario Camufo, a researcher at the Institute of Atmospheric Science and Climate, used the depiction of green-brown algae in paintings to understand the rise in sea levels owing to global warming. In 2020, a designer by the name of Pablo Dorigo had very different ideas of what to do with the algae in Venice. He started a unique project, From Venice with Algae, punning on the name of the 2010 film From Paris with Love. But unlike the film, there are no CIA agents and US ambassadors. A very different kind of statecraft was the aim of this project. It started all the way back in 1992. The Italian government asked Venetian paper company Favini to use the build-up algae that was harming the ecosystem in the Venetian lagoon. In a patented process, the algae was dried and ground in a special mill. Thus was created a special paper, the Shiro Alga Carta. Today, the concept has been extended to other fragile marine areas. So Pablo Dorigo took this very paper and created unique stamps for the Italian city. He ensured that the stamps were readable by optical sensors and were made to be graphically appealing as well. While this may not count as the commercialization of state sovereignty as discussed in the last episode, Pablo does dwell on a very similar insight. Stamps have the highest weight to value ratio in the world. He goes on to explain, stamps have the extraordinary power to travel all over the world. Looking at the climate change challenge, we note that there is a lack of communication between the scientific community and people. Convey a story in a capillary way can be a very important way to change the collective consciousness. Pablo took the trash of Venice and turned it into a visual reminder of the challenges that face us. The Finnish Post had a very different take on addressing the climate change problem. Very Creative, a design company in Finland, looked closely at the consequences of climate change in Finland and designed 3 unique stamps. The first depicts a bird, the second a snow cloud, and the third the silhouette of a man outside the map of Finland. In fact, all of these images are printed as black silhouettes against colored gradient backgrounds. Nothing particularly unique about this, right? Until you touch these stamps with your fingers. Printed in color transforming ink that reacts to heat, these symbols change from black to clear when warmed up by being rubbed with a finger, revealing additional designs underneath. The bird, when touched, is made to turn into a skeleton as a representation of the extinction of many of Finland's native species. The snow cloud transforms into a thunderstorm to represent the loss of winter snowfall, indicating a loss of white winters in the country. The third and the last one showcases the phenomenon of climate change refugees. Once warmed up, the stamp shows up multiple people trying to enter the country and visualizes the problem of limited immigration. Venice and Finland are not isolated examples. World over, Climate change and global warming are increasingly featuring on stamps, and they are addressing an increasing set of issues going beyond the umbrella term of climate change. Bolivia, Sudan, Brazil, and UAE have issued stamps to bring our attention to the desertification of grasslands. South Georgia and Switzerland have issued stamps on retreating and melting glaciers. The fast disappearing nation of Kiribati focused on rising sea levels, while Micronesia and France brought out the ill effects of acid rain. The South American nation of Peru brought out stamps showcasing the impact of the unusual warming of ocean waters, El Nino. Closer home, India too issued stamps around preserving the polar regions. For decades, stamps have been used as a tool for nation building, celebrating heritage and culture, and even for state propaganda. But even today, there are more than 100 countries that have issued no stamps around climate change. So maybe the next time you travel to Venice or Finland, pick up a different kind of souvenir, because it's important to remember that unlike the heat transforming effect of finished stamps, the effect of climate change may not be reversible.
If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Utsav Memory on Twitter and YVTravel42 on Instagram.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank our sponsors on the network this week. Syed, thank you so much for sticking with us. On the Paisa Vaisa podcast, Anupam was joined by Sujata Alawat, who spoke about women's credit behavior and about improving credit scores for better financial health. Gauri Devi Dayal was joined by Barkha Dutt on This Round is on Me. She shared her thoughts on present-day media and journalism and some of her experiences from the days of her reporting. On The Habit Coach, Ashton talked about how meditation is like getting engrossed and absorbed into an activity where you are free of other thoughts and focus on just one thing. On Agra Station Adulthood, Ritasha and Ayushi were joined by Supriya and Priyanka Joshi for an honest and heartfelt conversation about life as a woman in the 2020s. On the Filter Coffee podcast this week, Karthik invited Bala Srinivas, who has been an active mentor in the startup scene in India, and they discuss its various aspects from funding to government support. Our traveling professor Siddharth talks about this academic document called Statement of Purpose and helps us understand its concept and shares and some tips on how to draft it well. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
Feeling overwhelmed, anxious, struggling with too many obstacles, don't know where your life is headed? Well, if you are dealing with one or all of these, tune into the Positively Unlimited podcast, because in each episode, I share a life lesson, a life hack, a pro tip that can help you get your life back on track. All episodes are available on the IBM website, IBM Podcast app, or wherever it is that you get your podcast from.